EVs, electric vehicles, now they are slowly but surely starting to dominate the car industry, as by 2030 the sale of new petrol and diesel cars will be banned under government legislation. With that in mind, you might be thinking about making a switch to owning an EV, but like many of us, you're a bit anxious about recharging and find it hard to understand what's what. So here is a brief rundown to owning an EV. First off, let's talk about cost. Now EVs are typically more expensive to buy outright and on PCP deals than petrol or hybrid vehicles. However, due to government legislations, no road tax is need to be paid, so already saving your money, and not to mention the amount of money saved refueling for electricity rather than petrol or diesel. Now the running cost for an EV obviously varies depending on the amount of mileage you use, the charges, your model and spec of your car. However, we're going to be using a website called ZapMaps, which is a very vital tool when owning an EV, as it will help you plan routes, show you where charges are, and give you a full debrief of the type of charges that you use. There's also a section on the website that helps you compare the running costs for two vehicles. So I've picked the all-electric Renault Zoe and Renault Clio petrol, as they're quite similar in size and performance. So on average in a working week, I'll probably do around 250 miles, and my local petrol station is 156 pence per litre. And as you can see, owning an EV over a petrol car doing this amount of miles could save me £727 per annum. Now that's obviously on average, and of course prices and mileage will vary, etc. But just goes to show the potential, the amount of money that can be saved owning an EV. Now that's running costs covered, but what are the type of chargers that you can use? A home charger is the most convenient and cost-effective way to recharge your EV, as simply you can pull and drive, plug it in, and you're sorted. But you've got to bear in mind that home chargers does come with an upfront cost of installation. Home charger power outage ranges from 3.6 kilowatt to 22 kilowatt. Obviously, the more kilowatt, the faster the charge, but ultimately, the bigger the kilowatt, the more expensive they are. If a home charger isn't necessarily for you, then don't worry, because you can still recharge at home without a home EV charger. Simply use a 2.3 kilowatt 3-pin cable to recharge your car, but bear in mind that using this type of charger does come with a rather large recharge time. Now that's home charging sorted, but how do you charge when you're out on the road? Now there are several websites, one being ZapMaps, which allow you to plan your route and will show you the nearest EV stations on your planned route. But to be more convenient when you're out on the road, there are also several mobile phone apps on both Android Play Store and Apple App Store, which will show you the nearest EV charging stations to you or your destination. Like websites like ZapMaps, these mobile phone apps will also show you the kilowatt outage of these chargers, the cost, and also the availability, because it also give you updates of whether some aren't working, because you don't want to go out your way, find a public charging station, and it turns out it's not working. Well, these mobile phone apps will actually give you updates on the service of them. So another great way to find public charging stations, whether it be closest to you or whether they be on your journey, is actually through the car itself. See, most modern EVs will have its own built-in navigation system, and one of the preset points of interest will be EV charging stations. These can obviously be searched through the points of interest tool, or if you are actually running low, majority of EVs will actually pop up to suggested charging stations for you to pull in at. Now you're probably thinking, well, I know how to find a public charging station, I know the most convenient, the closest ones to me, but how do I actually use them to charge my EV? Well, actually a large number of mobile phone apps which will allow you to find a location, allow you to claim them, and actually pay through the app. A really great example of one of these is called PodPoint, and they have a large number of EV public charging stations around the UK. Now the way to use this is if you open the app, you can find the nearest station to you. You can see how many are available, the kilowatt outage of these, and the cost. Simply claim it, and within 15 minutes plug your car in. All payment, all charging data will be sent to your account through your mobile app. Now most public chargers will actually be fast chargers, the minimum being a 7 kilowatt, but these can go up to 2250 kilowatt and even ultra fast chargers at 100 kilowatt. But obviously bear in mind, the faster the kilowatt, the more expensive. But you do get more mileage for less time. You got to think time is money when it comes to these sorts of things. Now if you're thinking, well, if I have app troubles, if I can't get my head around it, how do I actually charge my car when out on the road? Well, all is not necessarily lost, because you can actually use public charging stations by just using your contactless card. Simply find one of these, and all you have to do is tap your card, plug your car in, and you're sorted. Now this may all seem pretty daunting, as owning an EV on the forefront seems like a lot of hassle compared to just going to your local petrol station and filling up in a matter of minutes. But get it right, and owning an EV can actually save you a lot of time and money. For example, if you have a home charger and when you get it from work, Simply plug it in, leave it overnight, and on the drive to work, you're fully charged. No need to be getting out of bed earlier to do that morning rush to the petrol station. Likewise, many workplaces nowadays have EV charging stations. So whilst you're busy at your desk, busy at work, your car is recharging itself. No need to be in that rush hour madness of going to the petrol station on your way home. Now, if this video has made you think, do you know what? I'm going to give EV a chance, I'm going to make the change, then why not head to the Hullcroft website where you can see our full range of electric vehicles on sale as well as the latest deals. You can also get more information about owning an EV, whether it be recharge time, whether it be about installing a home charger. Just head to the Hullcroft website and select electric cars.